play this game. We're not gonna play this game. We're not playing this game. No, I'm not playing this. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, Mr. You tell me what happened this morning.
At around 6:40, there was a parent that was driving, trying to leave campus, trying to go out the back exit gate as there were buses coming on campus through that same gate. So I told her to stop. She actually has stopped. She spoke to me. I'm trying to give her directions, letting her know that she has to drive towards the front of the campus because there's buses coming in from the back of the campus and there shouldn't be no exit at that time. She stops there. She starts cursing at me, telling me that I need to move, that I'm not in uniform, that who am I? She had a little dog.
Do you know the lady's name?
I believe her first name is Tara or Mara. Know that okay, now you can come in because she's back into the staff parking, cafeteria staff parking. So when I turn my back, I'm saying okay, she's making a U-turn. She's gonna go out that way. She waits for the bus to go by, and I'm still standing at the same, almost at the same location. And when that bus goes by, she decides to just gun it and come right at me. And I was in fear of my life. At that point, I just happened to jump out the way, and then I looked back, and I was able to catch her plate. And I ran to my car, and I messaged you the plate number, but I didn't get to send it. Then I ended up calling Deputy Anderson, and I gave her the plate and told her exactly what happened.
Okay. Now, are you hurt?
No.
Okay. How did that make you feel? Were you in fear?
I was in fear of my life. I'm still a little shaken up.
Okay. Do you know what color the car was?
It was a dark color SUV.
SUV?
As the school bus finally passed through the gate, the security officer believed the situation was over. He turned his back for a moment to signal the bus driver that it was safe to continue, expecting the SUV to leave through the proper exit. But according to his statement, the driver suddenly accelerated straight toward him. The officer says he had only a split second to react and quickly jumped out of the way to avoid being hit. Shaken by what had just happened, he immediately called a deputy, reported the incident, and provided the SUV's license plate information. When deputies arrived, they asked if he had been injured. Although he wasn't physically hurt, the officer explained that he was terrified and still in shock. Believing the driver intentionally used her vehicle against him, he told deputies he wanted to press charges for the incident.
Sorry.
Okay.
I see you have your dog and everything else. Are you heading home right now, or?
Yeah, I have the younger one to take to school after I...
What time is that, ma'am?
He goes to Meadow.
Meadow Park? Okay.
Yeah.
And then what time is that? What time would you be available to talk to us, or whatever?
Anytime after that. What's the matter?
We have to talk about the incident, okay? And I'd rather see you do what you need to do this morning, okay? Before we spend a couple minutes or 20 minutes talking about the incident or so. You understand? So, like, you got the kids that need to go to school, you got the dog and everything else. Obviously, right now is not a good time to talk to you. So that's why I'm asking you, when would you be available to talk to us?
Sure. School starts for him. I get him there. It starts at 8:15, but I try to get him way before that, though, because he has morning work.
Okay, so what time would be good for us to meet you?
Definitely anytime after 8:15.
After 8:15? Okay.
You have the right to remain silent, you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Do you wish to talk to me in reference to this investigation?
Am I under arrest?
No, I'm still talking to you right now about the investigation.
Yeah, what is this investigation? What is...
There's a reference to when the security guard...
Yeah, because when I spoke with the officer afterwards, I thought that we had spoken about it. We had a plan moving forward, and I did not know that there was additional...
No, because they didn't have all the information, and then we watched the video and everything like that.
A few days after the incident, deputies met with the woman to hear her side of the story. Before asking questions, they informed her of her right to remain silent and confirmed she was not under arrest at that moment. The woman agreed to speak and asked what the investigation was about. Deputies explained it involved the confrontation with the school security officer. She responded that she believed the issue had already been resolved after speaking with another officer at the scene. However, investigators told her that after reviewing additional evidence, including security camera footage and witness statements, they needed to continue the investigation because they now had more information than they did on the day of the incident.
Okay.
I told her that he wanted me to reverse. I told her that my vehicle, I've already had that end fall off in the front. That parking lot has lots of different elevations. I asked him if I could turn around. He stopped traffic. He was unwilling for me to turn around. We were both upset. He wanted me to back out. That was the issue. Okay. So what else do we need to do for the investigation?
Okay. So, when you turned around, what happened? Did you just say, okay, I'm going to go out that way, or what happened? Did you speed up, or?
I turned around. Whatever he wanted to go by, and then after whatever went by, then I went back out that way. He was flailing his arms or what have you. I went back out the same way that I came.
So did you see him? Did you see him standing in the middle of the road, or no?
When I initially went to go that way?
Yeah.
No, when I initially went to go that way, and that was why I was so upset, because he's wearing like jeans and a dark jacket. You don't just jump out. I mean, no matter what the intent is or where I'm supposed to be, it's supposed to be just like, safety first. Don't just jump out, don't get hit and then, I'd be wrong afterwards. So I was upset when he, jumped out. And then we both, I think, got more aggravated as he's holding up the buses he's supposed to be letting through. And then,
Hold on. Okay. So.
And then increasing more so with me not being able to just make the U-turn, and then go the same way that he wants me to go. Versus, for me, blindly backing out. Again, dark, multi-levels. I just got the front fixed after the storm because it keeps on getting ripped off. Anyway, so I make this mini U-turn as safely as I can after that, and then I went back out the same way that I came in.
Did you speed up to go out, or what?
Speed up to go out? I don't know about speed up to go out, but
Did
I drive at that probably 5 miles an hour you're supposed to while you're in the school? I don't know about that.
Okay.
But
did you see him in the middle of the road at all? Did you see him have to jump out of the way?
jump out of the way? No, I didn't see him have to jump out of the way. No. The whole issue that I was upset about in the first place was him putting himself at harm's way. I think unnecessarily. If you're trying to prove a point, don't prove it to the point of me getting in trouble and having to live with hitting someone and you hurting yourself. My injuries are from getting hit by a vehicle.
He is stationed by the school to be there.
Okay.
Okay.
I understand that.
When deputies asked the woman what happened after she turned her SUV around, she explained that she was upset because the security officer had told her to reverse instead of allowing her to make a U-turn. She claimed the parking lot had uneven pavement that had previously damaged the front of her vehicle, so she believed turning around was the safer option. According to her, once she completed the U-turn, she simply waited for traffic to clear before driving back toward the same exit. The deputy then focused on the most important part of the investigation. He asked whether she had accelerated toward the exit and whether she saw the security officer standing in the roadway. The woman denied seeing him jump out of the way and insisted she never drove at him intentionally. She argued that the officer had put himself in danger by stepping in front of a moving vehicle instead of directing traffic from a safer position. She repeatedly claimed her frustration was with his actions, not with trying to harm him. As the interview continued, the deputy questioned her about the heated argument before the incident. She admitted both of them had become angry during the confrontation but maintained that her goal was only to leave the school safely. She said the officer's decision to stand in front of her SUV escalated the situation and that she simply wanted permission to turn the vehicle around instead of backing up through the parking lot. Throughout her statement, she denied having any intention of striking the officer with her SUV. From a legal standpoint, investigators were trying to determine whether the incident was an accident or an intentional assault. In cases involving a vehicle, prosecutors don't have to prove that someone was actually hit. If the evidence shows a driver intentionally used a vehicle in a way that placed another person in immediate fear of serious bodily harm, it can meet the legal standard for aggravated assault. At this stage, deputies were comparing the woman's version of events with the security officer's statement, witness accounts, and surveillance footage to decide whether her actions were reckless or deliberate. That evidence would ultimately determine whether criminal charges were justified.
Okay, on the video we watched, okay, you showed you made the U-turn very slowly, and you hit the gas and sped out, okay? All right, and then it showed him jumping out of the way, all right? So, you will be placed under arrest for aggravated assault.
I'm being placed under arrest?
Yes, ma'am.
So what part is there being an investigation if I'm being placed under arrest? This is one side.
No.
He's obviously a very animated fellow to go and jump in front of a vehicle in the first place.
No. It wasn't only him. We had another witness, and plus we had the camera. Okay? So you will be placed under arrest for aggravated assault. Okay? And I'm also, you will be...
He brought me to my child's school to arrest me at her school. We were conversing this morning. If you needed me to go down to the station, why didn't you say come down to this station versus my child's school?
Because we are here, ma'am, and then you will also be given, this is a trespass to the school, okay? You will not be allowed to come back to the school. Alright?
That's fine. Can we not, give my child further reason to be bullied? Just last year, he was beat up in the bathroom and posted on social media. I'm obviously very compliant. I made an appointment to come here.
We were going to talk to you this morning. And we were going to talk to you Friday, but we had a lot going on there. Okay. So, and we didn't want to, with your dog and then your other kids.
As deputies prepared to transport her to jail, the woman continued insisting that she never intended to hurt the school security officer. She told officers she had no history of violence and couldn't understand why she was facing such a serious charge. She asked whether the situation could have been resolved through a conversation or mediation instead of an arrest. According to her, she was simply trying to leave the school and believed the officer had misunderstood her actions. Even while handcuffed, she remained cooperative and repeatedly denied using her SUV as a weapon. The deputies, however, explained that once probable cause had been established, the case was no longer a matter that could be settled through a discussion between the two parties. Before placing her into the patrol car, officers performed a routine safety search and asked whether she was carrying any weapons, drugs, or other prohibited items. After confirming she had nothing on her, they escorted her into the back seat and prepared to transport her to the county jail. In the end, the case came down to two very different versions of the same incident. The woman claimed she never intended to strike anyone and believed the security officer had unnecessarily stepped into her path. Investigators reached a different conclusion after reviewing surveillance footage, witness statements, and the officer's testimony. Based on that evidence, deputies determined there was probable cause to arrest her, and she was ultimately charged with aggravated assault on a public or private education employee. As with any criminal case, the arrest itself did not determine guilt. The final decision on whether she was legally responsible would be left to the court after all of the evidence was presented.
I don't get into trouble.
No, we know that one.
Assault. Anything but assault. assault. That is, it's gonna go on. He thought, you guys thought I was trying to hurt him.
You did.
And we can't have a mediation. We can't speak to him. Know that was not trying to hurt him. Nor would I ever. I mean, like I said, look what I do for a living. Why would I hurt someone?
No problem, bud. Aggravated assault incident that happened on Thursday.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. All right,
I
honey.
said that I was in my son's school.
No, we'll open the door here.
This isn't really much of an investigation.
Ma'am, you don't have anything on you, do you? Like drugs, weapons, or something like that? Okay, go ahead.
Was she pulling the handles or reaching in cars?
Trying to get into other people's cars. Everybody that's been walking to their car, she's been walking up, just rambling on. And I told her, get away from other people's cars, she's gonna get hurt. The people were sitting in their car, she was taunting them or whatever, they drove off, I guess they called police. But she's been literally, everybody that they've been walking up with their kids and everything, she's been taunting everybody.
Okay.
So,
All right.
What's the deal with her? What'd they say?
They said she's bothering everybody. She's been trying to get in everybody's cars. They've been sitting in their cars. She tries to get in the car, reaches in the car. She keeps bothering everybody, and she won't leave everybody alone. And the people just they leave because of her. But you're about to go to jail for resisting police. She threw your stuff over?
What are you doing? Come on. Hey, come over here. No one's locking you up. Come here. All right, come on. Stop acting like a 5-year-old and let's go. Grow up.
Police will never, ever, ever see her with myself. Especially around this reality.
Come on, knock it off.
Don't fret. Don't fret. You trying to get in my car? Get your ass over here. I'm going to tase you. I am not playing. She's trying to get in the police car.
She did?
As officers continued trying to detain the woman, she suddenly threw herself to the ground and refused to cooperate. Deputies repeatedly told her that no one was trying to hurt her and urged her to stop resisting so they could safely resolve the situation. Instead of listening, she got back up, ignored their commands, and continued walking away. Officers became increasingly frustrated because every attempt to speak with her peacefully was met with more resistance. The situation escalated when the woman moved toward a marked patrol vehicle and tried to get inside. Officers immediately ordered her to step away from the police car, warning that they would use force if she continued refusing commands. Despite several clear warnings, she ignored them and suddenly ran away from the officers. At that point, what had started as an investigation into suspicious behavior became an active foot pursuit. Legally, once officers have lawful grounds to detain someone, intentionally running away can lead to a separate charge of fleeing or resisting law enforcement. At that moment, the officer's priority shifted from investigating the original complaints to safely catching the fleeing suspect before anyone was injured. Her decision to run significantly escalated the encounter and ultimately exposed her to additional criminal charges beyond the initial investigation.
Santana, we have a 21 attempt by her, and she's running from us.
Bite me! Don't you fucking bite me!
Knock it off!
Okay!
Knock it off!
Get your breath first.
I know.
First. I'm just high. I'm sorry. You bite me and you break my skin. Let me knock you wrong with you. Ow! Don't fuck. Help! Help!
Stop!
Please! Please! Please help me! Please! Don't run me over!
Hook her for me.
Get up. It's alright.
She bit me. I put water inside! God!
I got it. Relax.
Nice. Move a car. Move a car.
You ready? I got it. Watch out. Watch out. It's okay. Where's your car?
All the way back there.
Oh, she fucking bit me. She beat my ass.
Oh, did you bite her?
The situation quickly escalated after the woman ran from officers. Additional units were called in as officers chased her on foot through the area. After closing the distance, they tackled her to the ground in an effort to safely take her into custody. Even on the ground, she continued resisting, forcing several officers to work together to control her movements and place her in handcuffs. During the struggle, one officer suddenly shouted that he had been bitten. Body camera footage captured the officer reacting in pain as he pulled his hand away and ordered the woman to stop. Moments later, officers were finally able to secure her in handcuffs, bringing the physical confrontation to an end. While she was being restrained, the woman repeatedly cried for help and claimed officers were hurting her. But they continued giving commands to keep her still until the scene was under control. Once the suspect was secured, officers immediately checked on everyone involved. The bitten officer showed what appeared to be a bleeding injury on his hand and confirmed that the bite had broken the skin. Other officers asked whether he needed medical attention while also making sure the suspect was no longer resisting. From a legal standpoint, this changed the case significantly. Fleeing from officers is already a criminal offense in many jurisdictions, but physically attacking an officer during an arrest can result in a separate and more serious charge. According to police, the woman was ultimately charged with fleeing or eluding law enforcement and battery on a law enforcement officer. As with any criminal case, those charges remain allegations until they are proven in court. However, the incident serves as a reminder that refusing lawful commands and resisting arrest can quickly turn a relatively minor police encounter into a case involving much more serious criminal charges.
Okay.
Don't say shit to me! Get the fuck out of my face!
Really? You're gonna go that way? Is that how this is gonna go? You're gonna need this in jail, ma'am. You're gonna need this in jail, ma'am.
Bro,
you're gonna need this in jail.
Don't
you need to
yell at me.
relax.
I'm not yelling
you need
at
to
you.
relax.
Stop talking
you need
to me.
Relax.
I'm not yelling
relax.
at you. I'm
Lower your
chill.
voice.
Y'all
no,
yelling at
no,
me.
You're not. Relax.
Bro, stop talking
relax.
to me.
No,
Stop
bro,
talking
you
to me.
relax.
Stop talking to me.
Relax.
In my life. Stop talking
relax.
to me. I'm cool.
Relax.
Y'all
No, you're
coming
not.
up at me, guarding
relax.
me. I'm cool.
Relax.
I hate
is this
when
yours?
motherfuckers trying to make it like
Is this yours? Relax.
Yes, it's mine. I'm
relax.
cool.
Relax.
I'm
You hear me? You hear me?
Hello.
Let's go.
Hello.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hello.
Let's go.
Yes.
You gotta go. You can't act like this. You gotta go.
Bro,
you gotta
get
go.
off my back.
Go.
What the fuck?
Go. You know what?
Bro,
we're not gonna play
is
this
it
game.
cool?
We're not gonna play this game. We're not playing this game. No, I'm not playing this game. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to go for a ride? I got a ride for you.
Relax.
Absolutely. We're gonna take care of you. 3 hots in a cot. You got it.
Hey, on my life. Hey, nice son. Make her a flight. I'm sorry. Give me this. I'm sorry. Huh? This my sister's. I'm sorry.
Right, we trying to make it to Chicago.
Too late. Too late. Too late.
I'm not from Tampa.
Too late.
This shit
I don't care.
this,
Too late.
Bro, you
Too late.
disrespectful as hell. What's
I'm not disrespectful.
Samuel?
You just don't listen. Sandell. Don't spell it wrong. Let's go.
But that's not disrespectful.
Absolutely not. Not the way you're treating me. Absolutely not. Acting like a moron.
Okay.
It's okay.
Well, I feel like I'm finna pass out.
Well,
if I pass out on the count of y'all, this death shit is going on y'all already.
Here, let's go over here. Here, just sit right there. Let's sit right there.
Ow! Fuck!
What's wrong?
Oh, you're hurting my arms!
You're doing it to yourself.
Damn! Let me go! That's what I'm telling y'all!
Darling.
Damn! Let
You're
me.
all on video.
Bro,
You're not
my
going
arm
anywhere.
is about to pop out
Really?
of fucking
Why?
place.
Why?
Because you're overly aggressing me.
No,
That's
ma'am.
why I'm telling
No.
you. No, I'm not. I'm calm. Be
No,
down.
relax.
Oh
Relax,
my God, bro.
As officers escorted the woman through the airport, she continued complaining that the handcuffs were hurting her and repeatedly asked for her hands to be moved to the front. Officers explained that, for safety reasons, they would remain cuffed behind her back. They encouraged her to keep walking, but instead of cooperating, she suddenly dropped to the floor and refused to move. Officers told her she was making the situation more difficult by refusing to walk and reminded her that they had given her several chances to leave peacefully before placing her under arrest. While officers worked to get her back on her feet, her sister spoke with police and explained what had happened before they arrived. She said they had been trying to catch a flight to Chicago but missed it after leaving for the airport too late. According to the sister, she had urged the woman to leave home earlier, but things spiraled out of control once they reached the airport. She appeared emotional and told officers she couldn't control her sister's behavior and was embarrassed by the public scene. The sister also explained that she depended on her for transportation and was simply trying to get back home. Once the woman was secured, officers began the standard booking process. Before transporting her to jail, they conducted a search to make sure she wasn't carrying any weapons or dangerous items. During the search, the woman became calmer and repeatedly told officers she wasn't trying to cause any more problems. She asked them to loosen her handcuffs slightly because they were uncomfortable, and one officer checked the fit to make sure they weren't excessively tight while keeping them secure. From a legal standpoint, officers are allowed to conduct a search after making a lawful arrest to protect both the suspect and the officers during transportation. This is a routine safety procedure and does not require a separate search warrant. Additionally, a person does not have to physically fight with police to face a resisting charge. In many states, refusing to walk, intentionally going limp, or forcing officers to carry or drag someone can qualify as resisting an officer without violence if it interferes with a lawful arrest. According to police, that was one of the reasons this woman was ultimately charged with resisting, in addition to the trespassing allegation. Throughout the encounter, officers maintained that they had repeatedly warned her to leave voluntarily, but her continued refusal and physical noncompliance ultimately led to her arrest.
Oh, you're such a drama queen. Drama queen.
Ow! This shit hurts! Ow! Oh my fucking God! You don't have to grab my legs, I can walk!
No, you can't.
Ow!
Here we go. Here, sit in the chair.
Ow!
Chair.
You're hurting me!
Relax.
Bro, can y'all please put my arms in the front?
Nope.
This shit hurts!
Not gonna happen.
You're doing it to yourself.
Bro,
You were walking fine and you dropped to the floor.
Cause it hurts.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. I'm not trying to.
I told her, Dad, she always do this, and I told her, let's leave at 8:30. I told her, let's leave at 8:30 because we was 10 minutes away. We would have made it at 8:40. I don't have Uber. I don't have Uber on my phone. I'm dependent on Destiny for everything, and she acting like a fool. I can't control her. She's showing out. She calling me names in front of all these niggas. I can't. Like, this too much for me. I'm trying to get home. I have to do hair. I can't do this.
After several failed attempts to calm the woman down, officers made it clear that she had to leave the airport immediately. They repeatedly instructed her to walk toward the exit, explaining that she could no longer remain inside the terminal because of her disruptive behavior. Instead of complying, she continued arguing with officers, insisting they were treating her unfairly and refusing to follow their instructions. Officers warned her multiple times that if she continued refusing to leave, she would be arrested. Rather than walking away, the woman became more emotional. She explained that she and her sister had missed their flight to Chicago and said she wasn't even from Florida. She accused airport staff and officers of being disrespectful and claimed the entire situation had gotten out of control. Moments later, she said she felt like she was about to pass out and blamed the officers for the stress she was experiencing. Concerned about her condition, officers guided her to a nearby chair so she could sit down safely. However, as they tried to escort her, she began pulling away and yelling that they were hurting her arms. Officers repeatedly told her to relax and explained that they were only holding her because she continued resisting their efforts to remove her from the terminal. Despite their instructions, she continued struggling and refused to cooperate. Legally, once officers have given someone several lawful opportunities to leave private or restricted property, and that person intentionally refuses, they may establish probable cause for a trespassing arrest. At the same time, officers are allowed to use reasonable physical control to detain someone who refuses lawful commands, provided the force is proportionate to the resistance. According to police, the woman's continued refusal to leave and her physical resistance were the primary reasons the incident escalated from a disturbance into an arrest.
Sure, I'll check her cuffs. I'll check her cuffs.
I'm not trying to cause a problem.
Too late.
What's your name? I'm not trying to be none of that. I'm just asking.
No clue.
Okay, listen. But ma'am, I understand everything. Please don't try to make me like I'm this drunk person. I get it. I get it. I understand. Can you be quiet for 1 second? You don't have to yell at me. Stop. Okay? What's your first name? I'm trying to.
She had a bag. She threw it.
I know.
Her sister's over here, but I don't know where she's at. I'll go back to see if the sister's there. Thanks, Harvey.
They're gonna take off the necklace over there and the earrings.
Oh, really?
How much do you get to take off?
Can you at least tell my sister?
Custody? Don't move.
We're gonna tell her. We're gonna tell her. Yeah, it should be a lot better, okay?
Alright, now have a seat.
She's just searched. She's good.
Yeah, she's good.
Alright.
All she has is a phone
charger? Sisters, it's fine. We're gonna go back in there. Her phone is in her shoe, in her.
With the arrest complete, officers focused on preparing the woman for transport to jail. They informed her that her necklace and other personal items would be removed later during the booking process to comply with jail safety procedures. Officers also made sure her belongings, including her phone and identification, were accounted for so nothing would be lost during the transfer. By this point, the woman had become much calmer than she was at the beginning of the incident, and the chaotic confrontation at the airline counter had finally come to an end. As officers finished documenting the arrest, they discussed the evidence they had gathered, including witness statements and the repeated warnings they had given before taking the woman into custody. They confirmed that she had been instructed multiple times to leave the airport but refused to comply, which became a key factor in the criminal charges. Once everything was documented, officers transported her from the airport to the county jail for processing. In the end, the incident serves as an example of how a public disturbance can quickly escalate when someone refuses repeated lawful commands from law enforcement. According to police, the woman was issued a 1-year trespass warning prohibiting her from returning to the airport and was charged with trespassing and resisting an officer without violence. However, as with every criminal case, these charges are allegations only. An arrest is not proof of guilt, and the final decision on whether she committed the offenses will ultimately be made by the court after reviewing all of the evidence.